told your friend you're not okay.
Shocking the world. In recent years, the global music industry has witnessed many extraordinary performances. But today, the entire world seemed to stop when one name appeared, one that has long been a symbol of perfection on stage: Jungkook, the golden magne, an all-around ace, a performer who always leaves even the cameras overwhelmed by his every move. And now, history has officially been recorded. Jungkook has been named Best K-pop Dancer in the World 2025. The moment took place at a major international event filled with world-class experts. They weren't just ordinary judges. They were legends, global choreographers, prestigious creative directors, professional dance instructors from dozens of countries, and world-class dance icons who have spent their lives understanding the art of movement. They assessed hundreds of performers, measuring technique, precision, power, body control, storytelling, and the emotional energy a dancer conveys to the audience. And of all the names competing, only one made the entire auditorium erupt. Only one name elicited a few seconds of silence, followed by a storm of applause. Jungkook. It wasn't coincidence. It wasn't luck. This is the result of a long journey that began long before the grand stages shone on his face. This is the journey of a young man who fell in love with dance in his teens, practicing late into the night, his body often exhausted, but his eyes never lost the spark of ambition. His desire was simple: to be better than he was yesterday. And thus was born a legend. Jungkook isn't a dancer who simply showcases technique. He's a dancer who pours his soul into every isolation, every transition, every beat, every breath. He dances as if the stage is his very heart. His technique is as precise as a machine, but his emotion permeates the screen. While others simply move to the music, Jungkook makes the music come alive through his body. And this is what made experts say, this isn't idle dancing. This is world class. The peak came in 2025, when one of Jungkook's performances went viral faster than a thumb can scroll through a screen. It was a solo dance break that combined contemporary dance, hip-hop, and power control techniques that made the camera work overtime to keep up. His movements were lightning fast yet stable. His muscles were perfectly controlled, each beat executed without a single second wasted. The ending brought the entire room to its feet without command. Cheers erupted before the stage lights dimmed, and few performances in history have created such an effect. The internet exploded. Twitter X trended in over 40 countries. Instagram was filled with edits and art depicting his award. TikTok was filled with analysis from dance professionals breaking down every frame of his moves. YouTube was filled with breakdowns of his steps from the perspective of dance experts. But what was most touching was ARMY's reaction. They knew the long journey behind this win. They'd seen every bit of Jungkook's growth since his debut, every practice, every stage, every pressure, and every moment as Jungkook tried to be the best version of himself. This win wasn't just about him being the best dancer. It was the culmination of a story of someone who never gave up. What's even more amazing? Jungkook wasn't done yet. After receiving the award, he didn't stop. He never felt satisfied. He kept learning, kept trying new genres, kept challenging his limits, kept practicing like he was nothing. He didn't want to just be the best this year. He is building something much bigger, a new standard that will serve as a benchmark for future generations of dancers. At this point, we are not just witnessing the triumph of a dancer. We are witnessing the birth of a global icon who will be talked about for years after this era is over. Jungkook is now more than just a great performer, he is the new definition of artistry. Someone who transforms the stage into a canvas, movement into language, and his body into a medium to convey stories that cannot be expressed in words. His title as Best K-pop Dancer in the World 2025 is more than just a trophy. It is global recognition. Recognition that he has surpassed a boundary that many artists have yet to reach. Recognition that he has set a standard so high that future generations must strive to achieve it. And it turns out, Jungkook's win as Best K-pop Dancer in the World 2025 was just the beginning of something much bigger. After the announcement shocked the world, Jungkook's story didn't end on the award stage. In fact, that's where a new chapter began. One that showed that the title wasn't the end, but rather the beginning of a new level that even the public wasn't ready for. Because a few hours after the awards ceremony concluded, the organizing organization released an official statement that sent the global entertainment industry into a frenzy. They announced that Jungkook was among the performers to be recommended for international collaborations with several legendary choreographers from America, Japan, and Europe. This was no ordinary offer. It was an offer only given to dancers with world-class technique, dancers who could combine precision, energy, and powerful storytelling in one package, and those were qualities Jungkook had been demonstrating to the world since that afternoon. Even more surprising was the statement from one of the senior judges, a Hollywood dance director who had worked with global stars. He said that there was something about Jungkook that other performers didn't have, the ability to make the audience feel like they were part of the story. He doesn't just dance, he said, he makes the audience feel like they're part of the show. That's the true international standard. This statement spread so quickly that it became a trending topic within minutes. The world wasn't just recognizing Jungkook as the best dancer, it was also positioning him as the new face of modern dance. This is what set Jungkook apart from his competitors. He wasn't simply following industry patterns. He was creating new trends, new standards, and a new way of viewing dance as an art form. And HYBE, seeing all this, expressed its pride in an equally emotional way. In an internal conference call that was later leaked to the media, one of its top executives said that Jungkook's win had brought a new level of recognition to the entire label. They called Jungkook an ambassador of quality, an artist who elevates the company to the global stage not through popularity alone, but through pure skill that no one can dispute. They even stated that Jungkook is the reason why the new generation of trainees is increasingly motivated to pursue perfection. It didn't stop there. Korean media outlets began writing lengthy articles about how Jungkook's journey has inspired countless young people, both in Korea and internationally, to dare to pursue their dreams, even if they have to start with small, invisible steps. They said Jungkook's win symbolized that hard work done in silence, practicing without cameras, and the small, often uncelebrated moments are crucial to great success. Meanwhile, global dance companies were also starting to comment. Professionals from abroad analyzed Jungkook's technique frame by frame, breaking down every isolation, every hip movement, every subtle transition that even experienced dancers struggle to replicate. Many of them said that Jungkook was now on par with some of the world's top performers, even entering a category that elevates dance to not just entertainment, but the highest level of performance art. But what was most interesting of all was Jungkook's own reaction. During a brief backstage interview, Jungkook smiled in that signature way, a simple yet grateful smile. He said that he just wanted to keep growing, keep learning, and keep improving himself. He mentioned that an award this big wasn't a sign to stop, but rather a reminder that he had to work harder than ever. And from the way he spoke, the whole world knew one thing: he would rise to new heights that many couldn't even imagine. The title of Best K-Pop Dancer 2025 is just the beginning of something much bigger, something he is building step by step, stage by stage, and move by move. In years to come, people will remember Jungkook not only as the best dancer in the K-pop industry. They will remember him as a global icon who changed how the world views modern dance. And those of us here today, in the midst of this historic moment, will be witnesses to that journey. Witnesses to the process of an ordinary performer becoming a legend whose name will be studied, revered, and highlighted for years to come.